Hello dear friend, thank you for joining me today and welcome to my channel where I talk about all things watercolor. In this lesson, I will talk about the types of watercolor brushes and I'm going to demonstrate the marks these brushes make. I'll also give you some tips on how to choose the right brush for the right job. I hope this video will be helpful to you and inspire you to make your own watercolor marks using the tools you have. If you have any questions or suggestions, please share them in the comments below. I love to hear from you. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let me start with saying that choosing the right watercolor brushes can feel overwhelming due to the wide selection available. However, by considering a few key factors, we can make this process less complicated. Let's begin with a round, size 12 synthetic brush. It's a versatile watercolor brush and I will show you how to use it in the second half of this lesson. Next comes a small mop brush. Mop brushes are great for washes and broad sweeping strokes. This size 22 synthetic brush has a flat, squared-off corners that are perfect for precise, controlled brush strokes. Cat's tongue is an oval brush with a pointed tip. It is perfect for creating organic shapes. Calligraphy brushes are great thanks to their ability to hold a large amount of paint, making them suitable for creating bold gestural strokes. 3-line and 5-line brushes are good for background washes. By applying the brush at different angles and experimenting with pressure, you can achieve interesting textures. Fan brushes are useful when painting textures like hair or foliage. Riggers are fun brushes to work with. I use them for fine lines or when painting tree branches. This is a size 2 flat brush. It goes well when painting brickwork and other details. Dagger or sword brush is used for line work and calligraphic lettering. This is the brush I made myself for depicting reflections of light on water, rock textures, and sand. Ruling pen is very useful for making thin lines as well as masking fluid applications. I use a bamboo stick for the same purposes as a ruling pen. While I prepare the surface for the brushstroke demonstration, I would like to thank you for joining me today. Your love and support means a lot to me. Please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. Let's move on to using some of these brushes and see the marks they make. For this demonstration I used cold press 140 pounds cotton paper, my old and trusty palette with paints I use often, and of course brushes. Before I start painting, I always spray water on my palette to activate watercolors. Even though you see so many brushes here, I primarily use just a couple of them. This are round brush size 10 or 12 and size 2 calligraphy bamboo brush. It is important to note that I work on a relatively small scale, and that is why my brushes are pretty small too. The choice of a brush and its size is determined by the paper size. Choosing which size brush to use also depends on the painting style and the purpose. For broad washes and big shapes, it is better to use bigger brushes, and use small brushes for detailed works and fine lines. Here you see a variety of marks you could make with a round brush. There are many more strokes you could do with this versatile brush. Let's try size 22 synthetic flat brush, which is designed for watercolors. It has flat shape and is squared off. As you can see, this brush is perfect for controlled brush strokes, making them useful for creating straight lines, even coverage, and even thin lines. I seldomly use flat brushes in my work. However, when I do, I use it to create large, even washes. Cat's tongue, also known as oval brush, is a unique type of brush that combines the qualities of a round brush and a flat brush. It gets its name from its shape, which resembles a tongue of a cat. This brush is useful to create fine details as well as broad strokes. I find it's perfect when creating organic shapes. Now let's try all-purpose calligraphy brush. Over the years I grew to love this brush, and it is versatile, it holds a lot of water, and is very affordable. The use of a calligraphy brush is an art in itself, which I am learning every day. By experimenting with the brush angle, pressure, and rotation, you can produce a variety of textures such as foliage, grass, or rough surfaces. Here is a dagger brush, also known as a sword brush. It is a flat brush with a slanted, angled tip. The angled shape of a dagger brush allows for a range of line thicknesses by varying the pressure and angle. The brush can make both thick and thin lines, making it suitable for calligraphic lettering, expressive brushwork, and creating organic shapes such as petals and leaves. I got this 3-line flat brush made of goat hair as a gift. I rarely use it, however I feel like it would be useful for applying broad washes of watercolor paint. Its soft and pliable bristles hold a significant amount of paint, allowing for efficient coverage of large areas. And finally, I wanted to mention ruling pen and a bamboo stick. I use this tool sometimes to create thin lines and apply masking fluid to preserve light areas in my work. I feel like it is possible to make watercolor marks with just about anything. Next time you go for a walk in a park, look around and see if you can find sticks, leaves, feathers, and try making marks with them. You may be surprised by the results. This concludes my lesson on a variety of brushes and the marks they make. Feel free to view my other lessons on watercolor basics and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining me today. Happy creating, and until next time.